Turning to Gaza, the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs warns that humanitarian supplies are nearing total depletion since Israel imposed a full closure on the entry of cargo, including humanitarian aid, into the Gaza Strip on March 2nd. More than 2 million people remain trapped inside Gaza. Ongoing hostilities and dwindling aid supplies have driven up stress levels, especially among children, with mental health needs growing by the day. Life-saving services are on the brink of collapse. For example, in Gaza City, only 3 ambulances for the Palestinian Red Crescent Society out of 30 are currently operational, and that's due to the lack of fuel to operate those ambulances. Despite these challenges, last week, Health Partners distributed emergency health kits to some 3,000 people in Gaza and Khan Yunis. As we flagged here several times, the water sector has been heavily impacted by hostilities, with almost 90% of the water assets, including wells, pumping stations, and sewage treatment plants, either destroyed or partially damaged. We reiterate that Israel, as the occupying power, has clear obligations under international law, which includes ensuring food, medical supplies, and public health services are available, and also obligated to facilitate humanitarian relief when they are not being otherwise supplied. Meanwhile, OCHA reports that displacement continues at scale. Partners are distributing bedding sets as more than half of the population in Gaza needs some form of emergency items now. OCHA stresses that civilians must be protected whether they leave or they stay. Those fleeing must be allowed to do so safely, and they must be able to voluntarily return when the situation allows. Turning to the West Bank, the Israeli forces' operations in the northern West Bank, which started on January 21st, as you'll recall, in Jenin, continue with thousands of people displaced as a result and unable to return to their homes. In Jenin and Tulkarm governorates, our humanitarian partners are providing urgent aid, including health and psychosocial support. Meanwhile, access to education remains impeded, as more than a dozen schools in the Tulkarm, Jenin, and Nur Sham refugee camps remain closed due to operations by Israeli security forces. This deprives thousands of students from their rights to education. Additionally, hundreds of students in East Jerusalem risk being unable to complete their academic year due to the closure of educational facilities based on orders issued by Israel to UNRWA.